furnishings are over 100 years old. It's like a cave inside. This is really a beautiful day. Just as beautiful as yesterday, which was our first beautiful day of the year. It was supposed to be colder. I wore my wool shirt. Actually brought a sweater. That's how cold it was this morning. And now you see people going by in shirt sleeves. So it's our second spring day of the year. I'm feeling terrific. I'm getting over a cold I had. This was the longest winter in recorded history, I think. It was. We had snow in April, didn't we? Did we have snow in April?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had snow in April. And we had these cold, damp days. And if you got a cold and a sore throat, it was impossible to get rid of it. I know how people are, and I'm sure that many of you have not finished your hip-hop murders. It's very important that you read this book, which should not take you 2 hours to read, because I'm giving these lectures. My lectures are based on the book, and you're not going to benefit from them fully unless you read the book. So please promise me that you will read the book before you listen to any more lectures. So I hate to get into the details of the plot when I know that many people have been too lazy to download the book and buy the actual hardcover. So I think instead of talking about the book again, I think that I'll talk about being a novelist. Yesterday, I met a man named Jonathan. I can't think of his last name. And an underground writer who was the half-brother of Johnny Depp. And Johnny helped him publish the 600-page novel. Not to bring it out today. I'm going to bring it next time, and I'm going to read from it. Maybe it will stimulate cells. That would be great. The writer, Jonathan, last name is forgotten, is an absolutely brilliant prose artist. He is a genius of a prose artist. He goes on for, I've read like 3 or 4 chapters now, and he goes on for several chapters describing Rio de Janeiro, the present day. And it's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant descriptive writing. In fact, there's paragraphs that are just great poetry. The man is a genius. But I'm afraid what I'm going to find out is that I'm not going to be happy with anything else. I'm not going to be happy with the novel aspect of the novel, as opposed to the description, the descriptive prose aspect of the novel. And of course, this is what's happened. I mean, he's in the second publication, and he's trying to get some traction, trying to get some people to read it. I don't know how many years he's been working on this. And you can disagree with me. You're free to disagree with me. I hope you disagree with me. I hope you like it. And you read it, and I hope it's a bestseller. But if you do disagree with me, you will not be my student, and you will not write Stahl. That's my last name, Stahl. So that's a pun on novel, Stahl. Which is fine. Many are called and few are chosen. So how many Stahlists will I find in this great world? Well, hopefully a small army. That's what I'm hoping. A novel is a long story about the world, and every word of the novel must contribute to the plot. not forget that. You're going to write a Stahl. The great novels of the past do a pretty good job of what I've argued should be done. The dialogue and the description of the great novels tend to contribute to the plot. My friend Jonathan, in my opinion, is trying to disregard evolution. We are the creatures of evolution. When someone starts talking and telling us a story about something that happened, and he beats around the bush, it annoys the hell out of us. So we want him to tell us what happened, right? That's what we want to know. What happened? Right. Does that mean you can't have great dialogue? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You can have great description, great dialogue, but it must continue to contribute to the plot. Or what happens? I mean, we become distracted. We lose interest in the story, in the long story about life that is the novel, right? So please focus on that. I think you're going to find in Hip Hop Murders there's great description, adequate description, great dialogue, but it never distracts from the story. And there's probably vastly more story in my 200-page Hip Hop Murders than there is in the 600-page novel by Jonathan, which I can't remember the name. This is a very funny name, strange name. But I'll have all this for you next time. We'll talk about it, and I'll read from it. It's really great descriptive writing. So you're going to write a long story about the world. You are going to stick to your plot. You're not going to diverge from the plot. I started talking about what a plot was. A plot must be invisible. The reader must never be aware of your plot. Your role, your function is to, as a novelist, is to evoke a world, evoke an imaginary world, okay, and disappear. All right. Now, your reader is in this world. All right. Everything that happens in this world must be believable. It must be believable. So let's talk about my novel. Look at what happens after Small meets Shaquita. Does he get a date? Is he rebuffed or accepted? No. What happens is what happens in the real world. The unexpected, the unwished for. This story, if you read it. When finally he has a date with her, and he feels like he's really on terra firma. The girl is going to accept him. He's giving her these valuable presents. Sent poetry for her. She doesn't show up, and that's when the real story begins. But see, the reader must not be thinking this. When's he going to start his story? No, the story starts when he starts writing his rap in the bus. And it continues until the last word of the novel. It's all the story. There's no hook. There shouldn't be a noticeable hook. But of course there is. The hook is his meeting Shaquita, and that gives the reader a reason to read on. It gives him an unanswered question. And then when Shaquita doesn't show up, and he looks for her, he finds her mother's body. Now we have Now it's developed into a real thriller. Now he's looking for her captor. He's convinced that she's too valuable to kill. That, as her grandmother says, that men probably in Dubai or somewhere have her. All right, that's enough about the novel. As I said in my last video, you have to be a novelist to write a novel. You're only a novelist can write a novel.